Hi, I'm Jen Lean with the ICA, and I am here today with Abby Walker, and she has generously given us some time to talk about being a young person with IC. So thank you for being here, Abby.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I would like to start out with having Abby introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself.
Okay, so I am 21 years old. I'm from the Midwest in rural central Illinois, and I am a senior in college at Liberty University Online studying early childhood education. And this is also my first year as a full-time lead preschool teacher. So I'm basically on the go and doing something with kids practically every day.
Wow, that is so exciting. Abby, it sounds like you're super busy. So can you tell us a little bit about your IC journey and kind of like how you were diagnosed and kind of how you deal with your IC being such a busy person? Because I know your career is very busy and you also do a lot of stuff personally that keeps you busy.
Yes. So the symptoms started in June 2019. I vividly remember it. And I thought it was just a typical, you get a urinary tract infection. So I went to the walk-in clinic and I got an antibiotic and it went away. I thought, okay, cool. A couple weeks later, I was getting ready to leave for Washington, D.C. with my family, and I noticed the symptoms came back again. I thought, okay, well, I'll go again. Maybe it wasn't a long enough round of antibiotics. I will go get it before I go on my trip. Right. And just all throughout the trip, it was awful. It just felt really bad. So then, in turn from having a UTI, you got the yeast infections from the antibiotics. It was just a mess of a summer. And finally, I went to my primary doctor, and she said, if this doesn't clear up within a certain amount of weeks, we'll have to send you to a urologist. And so I went to the urologist, and in September 2019, they said, well, there is no signs of bacteria or infection. And so this is basically a chronic condition. So I like to describe it to people as a chronic UTI without the UTI.
Oh.
So it's been a couple of years, but a couple of years this month, actually, yeah.
Well, can you tell us, looking at you, obviously, you're young and you're busy and you're energetic, but, what is it like being a young person with IC?
I wouldn't call it difficult. I was hesitating on that word. I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's different because, you live in a generation where we're expected to be happy and bubbly and the strong work ethic and, female empowerment, everything we're around is just do more, do more, do more. But we don't realize that there's people out there who are struggling and can't quite stay up with today's, movements and everything. And it's interesting because most people don't think something's wrong. They don't think, oh, you have this. Well, you can't have that. You're too young to have. I'm like, no, right. Please don't say that. So it takes a lot to get past people's wall they have up in their brain of only older people have these kind of, bladder issues. But until I was diagnosed with it, I had no idea what it was. And it took a while to be able to tell people that. It was just kind of a hush-hush thing. It's personal, but I feel like, I want to tell people about it because they need to know so they can be educated and be aware of other similar illnesses and diseases in people my age as well.
I'm so glad you're here to bring awareness to this. And it's so important that you're sharing your story. I think it will really resonate with other young people. Before we started recording, Abby was also telling me, about, just because someone looks a certain way on the outside doesn't necessarily mean they feel, the same way on the inside. So I think that's an important lesson for all of us.
Yes, it is.
How would you tell someone young and sort of in the same situation with you, like how would you kind of start talking about something that seems so personal?
I would say become educated on it, because you can't talk about something that you're not educated on. So thankfully with organizations like the ICA, and there's other resources even locally too, that provide great information and great resources. So become comfortable with it yourself. And then when you have the opportunity, talk to people.
Well, we are so thankful that you have taken the time to meet with us today. And we are also excited that you did sign up to fundraise for the ICA. So thank you so much, Abby, for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
I would just say, don't let an invisible illness stop you from doing anything in life. You can still have a fulfilled life, even with some adjustments. It's taken some trial and error and buying certain things and testing certain things, but you can still do everything. But, make sure that you are okay with doing it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great. Well, thanks again, Abby. We are so grateful that you are here, and keep on doing all you do. And thank you.
Thank you.